My name is Young Kim. I was born in 1960, so I'm 58 years old. When I came to the US, I was 22 years old. Including myself, a lot of men become father not knowing what father is supposed to, how to run their family, how to provide, fathers just think, as long as they make earn bread and feed that, that's it, and that's their job. But there are definitely more important role of a father in the family. So as I learn these things, I think it's very important to spread this to other families. At home, all my kids are either grown up or in school, so I spend most of the time with my dog and cat. That's my life. I always thought I was a good father because I spent a lot of time with my family. I always try to do everything in family. But what awakened me was last year I had an opportunity to serve the originator of a father school from Korea for a week. So I had I had an opportunity to have one-on-one kind of counseling session. He said, 집사님은 가족들과 같은 공간에서는 같이 오래 있었지만 그들과 공감하지는 않았던 것 같습니다. Basically, I spent a lot of time with my family, but physically I was with them, but mentally I was not having empathy, or I don't know how to express. That kind of struck me. To briefly explain Father School, it's a movement to awaken fathers, because father is the center of the family, and a lot of family is failing because father is failing. So it started about 25 years ago in Korea, and now it's spread all around the world. They share stories, their life stories. They have lectures about how to manage family, how to have a good relationship with wife, and relationship with children. When they first started Father School 20 years ago, I was interested and I just participated. I think it can be very helpful for immigrant families. I always was worried about how should I make my wife happy, how I make my children happy, But most important thing was like I should live happy life. Unless I am happy, I cannot make them happy. So I was not really successful in terms of making my life happy. I was blessed and happy with my family, with my wife, and with my parents. Deep under my subconscious, they were kind of liability to me. I was always feel burdened to support them, trying to put them in a better position. But at the same time, I have deep sense of satisfaction doing it. I also felt so much pressure and obligation, liability. So it's kind of mixed feeling, and they sense that. They think I struggle for them, but I didn't realize until later of my life stage. They think I am struggling for my own sake, for my own success. At least I realize that, what I'm doing wrong with them. So Every time I go to father school, what surprises me is whether they testimony, when I listen to their testimony, how come they never had chance throughout their life for 60 years, 70 years to fix their problem or reconcile bad relationship that gone bad in their early stage. You know, a lot of people just carry on their suffering, their burden, or their past throughout their whole life. And I think a human being should be smart enough to recognize those problems in the earlier stage and have a happier life for a long period of time. But a lot of people don't seem to be very successful in doing that. You're lucky even if you find that at the very later stage of life. So that's one thing I feel sorry all the time I go to father school. The biggest change is now I try to listen to them very carefully. My daughter one time pointed me out, you hear but you don't listen. I realized that was true. I pretend to be with them, pretend to be a good listener, but I had my own agenda all the time. I realized that. So I try to be a good listener, try to listen to them more than talk to them. And our relationship started getting very improved. And I have to do that more with my wife. My name is Joung. This is my Korean American story.